So, question number one. What is the cultural dynamism of telenovelas or social media? How do they affect the cultural development and moral bringing of you as a youth? Compare the Filipino youth of then and now. So, this is my answer. Telenovelas or social media as negative cultural dynamism. These things maybe can help us to make other things easier, but on the other hand, it can affect our moral upbringing as a youth as well as the distractions and deformations of our cultures. As what we can watch on television, these telenovelas are acted by famous influencers. The word influencer hit the point. It means that everything they show on TV, whether it is good or bad, true or not, people will always believe them because they has this capability of letting people to see their actions as reality. This changes the perspectives of the youth, like what they eat, what they wear, how they walk, or even copy how they talk. There is no doubt that telenovelas have cultural impact within the alteration they bring to their audience. So let me cite the example movie entitled Sex Education. This movie teaches the youth how they should prepare for sex and what should they do during sex in whatsoever, even at a very young age. This will let us, the youth, to think that having sex is normal. But here in the Philippines, it is very gross to try this thing when you were still young, and it is considered immoral when you are not yet married and you were doing this. And that is our culture. So, as you can see or observe, today's youth is far away different from the youth of the past. Young people today are really disrespectful. They have attitudes that adults don't like, while these youth of the past generation are extremely respectful and possess proper etiquette at all costs. This generation of youth discuss and talks about sex and sex life, thinking it is just a normal thing. Being on our cell phones from time to time, from the house to the school to the streets and the roads. And even when eating, we are still on our phones. We cannot eat a food when it is not yet taken with pictures. Can spend the day without posting for an Instagram post or in Facebook, wearing ridiculous clothes, fashions that are very annoying, making us look more than a beggar. We also exaggerated the admiration thing, like as if we're dying to see One Direction in their concerts or how these purple armies praise their BTS idols like as if they are gods. Another thing is that young girls today put too much makeup, which made them look older than they actually are. Even they're just going to the school, they look more professional than the teachers. These teachers wearing the very simple makeup, then going to church as if they were like going to a nightclub. And lastly, young people today don't seem to care about life. All we worry about is your social media account, friendships, and our romantic relationships. It seems like we are not preparing ourselves for the real life. Now, let me talk about our grandparents' generation when they were still young and kicking. They never talk about sex because for them it is gross and that is a private thing, and they respect everyone's privacy. In their time, cell phones are not the basis for your stand in life. When there were no cell phones, they can do many things. They can help their parents with the household chores without any hesitation. And when they take pictures, it is very special to them. They always keep it like as if they were treasures. Instead of taking photos of the food before they eat, they simply pray first. They also wear proper dresses or clothes. They can wear the best outfits and wear makeups when there are school programs or there will be very special occasions. They are even satisfied when hearing their idols on radios or see them in a black and white television. They never pressured their parents to let them go in a concerts just to see their idols. Our grandparents worked for what they have today. When they were young, they are always up for anything which they can use in the future. They even really work hard to send themselves to school. We are very grateful to have those kinds of elders, even we haven't followed their footsteps and make our own path to sail. So question number 2. Why are Filipinos known for being a collectivistic culture? Do you personally agree that you're collectivistic? If not, share a concrete personal experience why you think that your orientation is on individualism and not on collectivism. So this is my answer. Philippines is considered as a collectivistic society. Therefore, Filipinos are known for possessing a collectivistic culture. When we say collectivistic culture, it is manifesting in a close long-term commitment to the member of your group. Example, a family, an extended family, or extended relationships. We Filipinos are known to be loving and caring. We always think of our families and relatives. In other countries, they don't seem to care with the love of their lives. They don't take care of their elders. Instead, they put them to the home of the aged, where other people took good care of them and they just pay for it. But here in the Philippines, we always choose to keep our lolos and lolas in our own home. We even feel very lucky when we are the one assigned to take care of them. We even let our titos and titas live in our house because we feel loved and happy when we are together with our loved ones. This is how we truly treasure people in our country. So, loyalty plays a very significant role in a collectivistic culture. It is being consistent to everyone, your colleagues and friends. What you have is what they get. That's why selfishness has no place in this type of culture. You should always be considerate and patient, like in decision making. We always seek for the other people's advice, your classmate or relatives. We never decide all by ourselves. In this way, a society or a group cultivates strong relationships where everyone takes responsibility for fellow members of a group. That's why, in this type of culture, individuals are considered good when they are generous and tend to do the needs of the whole over the good of oneself. That is why I personally agree that I am a product of a collectivistic culture, because I am this kind of girl who never does a thing if only myself can benefit with it. I am always up for things that everyone must avail, because I feel really happy when I can see a smile on someone's face just because I did something. I love to move in a group than to spend time on my own. That is why I am a collectivistic. So last question, question number 3. Do you believe that culture and spiritual beliefs are barriers for change? Why? So this question was a really hard one, but after thinking how many times, I may say that culture and spiritual beliefs are really barriers for change. Why? Because we have these practices that hampers possible good changes to happen, either it is for ourselves or for the community. Let me start with this Filipino culture practices that should be avoided or prohibited. First thing is this Filipino time. There are some Filipinos apprehended this negative stereotype and are making attempts to change it, but the Philippines is still running with this habit. When you agree with Filipinos on a specific time, it is expected that he or she will be there 15 minutes or even half an hour after the agreed upon time. With this, there's a big possibility to miss something really important. The second thing is postponing or delaying things. It is putting off a task for tomorrow when they can actually accomplish it within the day. And this is the reason why we, the students, are struggling with our modules and activities. Hence, you may often hear Filipinos say, bahala na, or come what may in English. They say this when they don't feel confident about a task outcome. This is a very big barrier to change. We always let change to happen tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. So another aspect that sees change from happening is our spiritual belief. Let's begin with the Philippines same-sex marriage issue. According to Wikipedia, the Family Code of the Philippines defines marriage as a special contract of permanent union between a man and a woman. The Philippine Constitution does not prohibit same-sex marriage, but the church was against with this thing. For they say that Adam is for Eve and not Adam is for Adam. You can read in the Bible at Leviticus 18:22. You shall not lie with a male as with a woman. It is an abomination. That's why we are behind other countries who are now legalizing same-sex marriage, because we cannot hide the fact that love chose no gender. Last thing is death penalty. It was legal after independence in 1946, but from 2006, there's a law ending such practice. Filipinos have mixed comments and opinions about death penalty, but many are opposing it on religious and humanitarian field, while advocates see it as a way of controlling crimes. So, it became a very hot issue after President Duterte tried to re-implement it, but there are many who protest because this is unlawful, especially in the eyes of the Lord. These things, culture and religious beliefs, has the ability to block changes from happening. That would be all. Thank you.